Welcome to the 30-day self-love challenge. Woo!
Hey everyone, I'm Vanessa Simpkins, bikini business coach from TakeYourPowerBackNow.com.
Hi, I'm Armand Sadeghi with the Titanium Success Method. I help people get the results they want in life in a matter of weeks as opposed to years. TitaniumSuccess.com.
Hey there, I'm Gina Ruby, certified health coach and life strategist, and I love helping you create extraordinary health, wealth, and relationships at ginaruby.com.
So the way all this came together was yesterday I was doing some coaching sessions, and it just turned out that the same day I had 5 different coaching sessions with 5 different women, and I noticed a common trend, and I caught myself sort of repeating the same things to all these different women, and it all revolved around this concept of taking your power back and leading with your love. And I contacted some of my friends here. I actually reached out to Vanessa first, and I told her that there's got to be a better way. Instead of delivering the same message over and over and over again, there's got to be a better way that I can get this message out. And at the same time, apparently she was thinking along some of those same lines.
Right, so when you called me yesterday, Armand, I had just gotten off the phone with a client of mine who had hired me to help her make more money. And 6 weeks go by, she's thrilled, she's making more money, but she looks different. I was watching this woman, a completely new, sexy, gorgeous woman, in front of me on Skype thinking, who is this? What happened to you? And she told me about how she got, an expensive haircut, and she walked out of the salon, and tested out her beauty in front of all these construction dudes, and they were fumbling all over herself. And and she just felt great. And she's like, Vanessa, I'm having so much fun. I feel sexy. My finances are going great. She's like, I don't know what you want to talk about. Like, there's nothing more to talk about. And that was a great feeling. It's really about helping women come into their power, take their power back, feel and look sexy. And so I love this subject that you brought up.
Well, and it's so cool that your client really put herself first and taking care of herself or outside, or looking beautiful and feminine and sexy. And a lot of what has to do with that is our health. And so many women, whether they give up or they feel like they don't deserve to be healthy or fit or pretty, it's just not true. And I love working with clients, whether they have that last little 10 pounds to lose or even 100 pounds, it makes a big difference. It makes a difference on their energy, it makes a difference on their confidence. And when they get to that healthy weight, their confidence, their energy level explodes, and it's a beautiful thing to watch, and it's super inspiring for me to be part of that journey. And the health is part of it, but of course we'll talk a little bit later about the mindset, where that's where the whole foundation begins.
And the key to that is making sure that you start with self-love. As I'm talking to so many of the folks that I coach, the thing that I see is that self-love is missing. And when that self-love is not there, when you don't love yourself, when you feel like you're not enough, when you feel like you're not complete, when you feel like you're not whole. So many people say, I want to be in a relationship that completes me. I think it's a beautiful line, it was a great movie, but you complete me is terrible. I am complete. I don't need anyone to complete me. That's what you need to say. And I believe that female power comes from understanding, and this is from a man's perspective. It comes from understanding that you are enough. You are complete. You are whole. You don't need somebody to complete you. Now, I happen to be in a great marriage that I'll tell you about in a little bit, and we make each other's lives better, but neither of us went into the relationship looking for the other person to complete us. And neither of us went into the relationship looking to get love. We went into the relationship looking to give love, because we had so much love inside of us that we weren't needing more love coming to us. We just had this abundance of love that we wanted to give, and we ended up in a relationship where we give to each other consistently.
When you talked about that I'm not enough, I know there are millions of women out there who feel like they're not smart enough, pretty enough, good enough, rich enough, and it's all a huge lie. And I believed it for a while. My short story is I was married for 13 years. I was acting and modeling, doing ministry with adolescents, and I really liked my life. And after 13 years, my husband decided he didn't want to be married anymore and found greener pastures. So that was 12 years ago. I was pushing 40. All of a sudden I'm divorced, single, no money, no assets. And I was sad and mad and depressed. And I would cry myself to sleep a lot of nights and just say that same mantra. I'm not good enough. If I was only pretty enough and nice enough. And it's just a bunch of lies. And one night I was laying in bed as I'm crying, feeling woe's me, my little pity party. And it was like this beautiful voice from God speaking to my heart and my soul. And God said, you are enough. And as a matter of fact, you're more than enough. That whole message that you just said. And it was like the clouds lifted, the weights were off, and I realized I am enough. And now I have to start doing what I want to do with my life, my passion, my goals, my aspirations, to put that enough into practice and really help other people. And it was life-shifting, and connecting to a mentor was huge. I have to add that part, because when you are wounded, it's hard to heal yourself. So God, friends, family, mentors really helped me catapult and reinvent myself.
And I love what you said, Gina, about God, because my wake-up call also came through a really, a 2x4 on the side of, my friend says, I'll take a toothpick now, God. No more 2x4s, right? No more 2x4 wake-up calls. But I was, like yourself, had this moment, this wake-up call. I call it from God. I was in an abusive relationship, and one night it got violent, just once, and only needed to be once. And, I found myself, tall, smart, beautiful, intelligent woman, another statistic that you read about in the newspapers. And I thought, holy smokes, why is this happening to me? And God said, so you can help women not fall into the same pattern. And that terrified me, because that meant I'd have to be vulnerable and real and share the shameful story with the world. And it's been amazing, the transformation. That's really when I took my power back. And really by take your power back, I mean put it with God. Understand your identity as a child of God, that you actually have a destiny, a purpose, like we were talking about, and showing up and saying yes to that, and knowing that through that relationship you get everything you need on this journey.
Well, and the cool thing with that is you actually help other women get freed. Instead of being bound by the shame and the blame and that hidden dirty secret, by you being open with that, you have just helped millions of women go, okay, she can relate. She's pretty, she's smart, and she made some really poor decisions. Oh well, what am I going to do with it to learn from it, grow from it, and really help other people find their purpose and live their purpose? Yeah. And it's freeing. It's freeing to you, and it's freeing to other women that you can be that honest and that transparent.
Thank you. And there's a lot of different business coaches out there in the world. And for me, I'm so passionate about helping women become financially independent. So important, so that you never have to spend your time in, a relationship that's not honoring you, or in a job where you're not feeling appreciative, like you mentioned before. Maybe it's not that your life sucks. Maybe you're not in a bad relationship, but maybe you're just not happy with where you are in your life. And you can have, the power to change that in any 1 minute, just with a choice, with a decision. And that's what we want to share with you here in the 30-Day Self-Love Challenge. How to do that, how to really open yourself up to God, to that higher power. I don't want you to get freaked out with the word God, but we really want to empower you with the tools and the systems and the processes, to really open yourself up to this amazing grace and this amazing lifestyle that you can create through self-love.
And it doesn't matter how you ended up in the place where you need that self-love. Some people get there because as a girl growing up, your father didn't give you the attention you wanted. Some end up there because their fathers were abusive, possibly, verbally, physically, or otherwise. Some end up there because their fathers were trying to do the best they could, but just demanded so much from them and made them feel like they need to go into society and become men and basically compete with men using the tactics that men use. And that makes no sense at all. From a man's perspective, let me tell you, the heart of a woman is so much more powerful than all of my muscles and everything else in my body combined. I mean, it's just so incredibly powerful. And you have to understand that love that you have inside of you, that heart that you have, that heart that was given to you, because you're the ones who are gonna raise our next generation. You're the ones who give birth to our children. So genetically, you're designed to have so much love to offer that that's your power. And by giving that up and deciding instead, I'm gonna pretend like I'm a man and try to compete with men on that level, it doesn't make sense. It's like putting on a pair of rollerblades and going in an ice skating rink. It just doesn't work, right? If you've got rollerblades and I've got ice skates, hey, as long as I stay on the ice and you stay on the concrete, we both do really well. But the second each of us, either of us tries to go into the other realm, it doesn't work. And that's the message we really want to get home to the women out there who are watching this. We want you to become empowered and understand that you have to take back the love inside of you. And what we've done is each of us has a message for you, a specific message and a specific challenge over the next 30 days that we want you to take so that you can really take your life to that next level. So here's the specific challenge to you. All right, we're gonna start with Gina.
So on your 30 days of self-love, one of the best places to start, obviously, is with yourself. And part of that is really releasing baggage that's holding you down. And unforgiveness is a huge piece of baggage. So look at yourself, look at who you've maybe not forgiven in your life. And it doesn't mean what they did was okay. It's never condoning it. It's simply releasing the bitterness and the anger. And it might mean you forgiving yourself. What a concept. And then also look at the blame, shame, guilt you have in your life. And is it true? Is it benefiting you? Really, those pieces of the puzzle need to go as well for you to be this really super clean vessel to start feeding yourself self-love that you can give to others. So forgive, release the blame, shame, and guilt.
So Gina, you're going to be sharing with people on the Facebook group. We're going to be inviting you to join our 30-day self-love Facebook challenge. And you're going to be sharing tips with the women here every single day on how to do this forgiveness work.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Yep.
Well, my part of the piece is to help you connect with God. So, my life turned around. I took my power back and, stopped looking outside myself for approval. Stop looking to men to fill me up. Stop looking to money. Stop being afraid and, freaked out in my job. And I started building that relationship with God. So I want to share with you those very simple, proven, and effective, prayers that I use. And, it's really, sometimes it's like, I call it wheeling and dealing with God. Hey, God, right? I'm showing up for you. Bring it on. Bring this on, bring that on. So I want to share with you those prayers in the Facebook group. I'll be sharing with you, daily tips and messages and ways to connect with your higher power.
And for me, I believe part of being titanium, as I call it, is that you have these daily rituals that empower you. And the most important ones that we need to talk about here for you are going to be a morning ritual and an evening ritual, right when you first wake up and when you're going to sleep at the end of the night. The simple concept of incantations, basically saying things repeatedly out loud. And what I like to ask people to do is say these things while they're either jogging or walking. It helps. Get out of the house, get out of your apartment, go outside, get some fresh air first thing in the morning within the first 10 minutes of waking up. And some of the incantations you can use, we're going to share more in the group page, but some of the ones that I think are the most powerful are to say, I am beautiful, I am complete, I am enough, I'm more than enough. Things like that, and say, I have plenty of love inside of me. And any love that you're looking to get from the outside that you possibly didn't get from your father or your mother or someone else that now you're trying to find in a relationship, I promise you, through incantations, you can give that back to yourself. And when you're doing these incantations, you repeat the same one over and over again until you really start feeling it. So you might say, for example, 20, 30 times over again, you might say, I am incredible, I am complete, I am beautiful, I am amazing. And the more you feel it, right? Don't say, I am beautiful. That doesn't work. You gotta say, I am beautiful, right? If you wanna say, I have love inside, put your hand on your heart because your body, your mind is listening to you and also watching what you're doing, right? And then finally, at night when you're going to sleep, just a very simple nightly ritual of having gratitude, so thanking God or whatever you believe in for all the amazing things that you have in your life. Thank God for all those incredible things. And then what you can do is you can again do some of these incantations or mantras with your eyes closed. You can either do them in your head or do them out loud, where you just very peacefully and calmly say, I am enough, I am more than enough, I am beautiful, I am incredible, I am complete. And keeping it all in the positive. We don't want to go to the negative. But some of these things are going to help you absolutely transform your life because, listen, ladies, the most beautiful, attractive, sexy thing about a woman is a woman who is complete inside of herself and who loves herself. I fell in love with my wife not because of the type of job she has and her career and things like that. I fell in love with her because she just had so much love to give and she had all this love inside of her for herself. And I always say this, my wife does not need me, but she absolutely wants me, right? She loves being with me, she wants to be with me, but she never needs me. And she doesn't look for me to complete her.
And I think that comes from really a place of confidence, right? I talk about confidence being the new sexy and not a man confidence, like I gotta compete with you, right. But this inner confidence knowing that you are this divine child of God, you are loved, you are enough. And taking the time to really love yourself, to take good care of yourself, to, you know, not work so much, but have fun time, have play time, have girl time, and really own that, you know, own the value, whatever it is. If you have a great voice and you love to sing, own that, you know. If you have great legs, if you have great lips, like whatever it is, just really own that. Own these beautiful parts in yourself, and have that confidence and that self-assuredness and that ability to just smile from that radiant place.
Yes.
That's really, you know, owning it. That's taking your power and having it. And so, you know what I love about this man, what he's going to teach you with his incantations, because this man has a degree in neuroscience, and he's done a lot of wonderful trainings with Tony Robbins. And I was watching your videos in the morning about incantations, and there's a lot to it. So I'm super excited that you're going to share with us more in depth in the Facebook group. And Gina also with forgiveness, super excited. It's just so exciting to be here with the both of you and to kick off the self-love challenge. So we want to invite you to be part of it and share your results and open your hearts and experience the magic and the grace and share it here with us. So we want to invite you to the Facebook page.
Yep.
So it's the 30-day self-love challenge.
And if you feel like you have no support, you want to make all these great shifts and transformations in your life, but you don't have people who support you, you have us three new friends,
Absolutely.
3 new really fun friends who are cheering you on and supporting you and really want to see the game change in your life and the transformation.
Not to mention all the other women and people who are going to be interested in this. And this is going to create a community for you, a page where you can post things, you can post your successes. If you're having challenges, you post them on there, and you're going to get feedback from other people as well as us. So please join this group. Let's come together and let's just make your lives incredible lives that you're unbelievably happy and proud of. And remember, the key to life is being happy with what you have and who you are, while still going after the things that you want. But at this time for you, I think it's time to start focusing on loving yourself and understanding that you are complete, you are enough, and you love yourself, and that's all you're ever gonna need.